Not bad.
Where's my mommy and daddy?
Your team destroyed the turret. Attack the Lord. Invade enemy jungle.
Where's my mommy and daddy?
On my way. Request backup. Ally has been
All bad guys.
slain. Monster kill. Enemy missing. Happy New Year. We're ahead in gold. Ally has slain Lord. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Why are there so many bad guys?
Your team destroyed the turret. Shut down. Initiate retreat. An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Monster kill.
Sit tight, honey. Here we go.
Where's my mommy and daddy?
On my way.
Is Jawhead too
Happy New
strong
Year.
for you?
Sit tight, honey. Here we go. I will be all bad guys.
Ult is ready. Happy New Year! Slain. An ally has been slain. Happy New Year! Ally has been slain. Initiate retreat. Your team destroyed a turret.
Is Jawhead too strong for you?
Launch attack! Initiate retreat.
Huh?
Initiate retreat.
Why are there so many bad guys?
Ult
Where's
is
my
not ready.
mommy and daddy? Is Jawhead too strong for you?
Attack the Lord. Launch attack.
Why are there so many bad guys? Where's my mommy and daddy?
Ally has slain Lord. Our turret has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Our turret has been destroyed. An enemy has been slain. Our inhibitor turret is under attack. Launch attack. On my way. On my way. Victory!
enemy is...
I might not be a lighted man.
Your team is banning.
I hope they're stronger than me.
Kill all.
The
at
enemy
once.
is banning.
I am the power of light incarnate.
Welcome to the greatest
Your
night
team
show.
is banning.
Woohoo! Set me on
The
fire!
enemy is picking. Please pick a hero.
Among the planes exists the equilibrium, which I was made for.
It is in despair that I see
The enemy
fondest.
is picking.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
Your team is picking.
Popple and Koopa are the best partners in the world!
My kiss grants you
The
immortality.
enemy is picking.
This land is our
Here's the
homeland.
proof that I
Your
am
team
strong.
is picking.
Stand firm, strike hard. My motto is that simple.
Welcome to Mobile Legends! 5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them! All troops deployed!
For every end, there is a start.
my way.
By giving meaning to time, we give meaning to life. For all the memories that Ereditio bears.
Attack the Lord! Attack the turtle!
For tomorrow's sunrise, or yesterday's starlight. Every time is the perfect time.
The enemy has slain An enemy has been slain. Triple kill.
I don't pray for miracles. I make them. There is no past nor future, only now.
We're behind in gold.
I don't pray for miracles. Every time is the
Initiate retreat. An enemy has been slain. Enemy double kill.
against the dying of the light. Is our reality.
Oh, it is not ready. Initiate retreat.
By
Retreat. Initiate retreat.
we are meant for more.
Ult is ready.
There is no path.
This isn't right.
You are all repeating
Attack
yourselves.
the turtle.
It is a learning journey.
Request backup.
The loop starts.
Ally has slain the turtle.
What goes around comes around.
Wait for me. Ult is ready.
This is a learning.
Initiate retreat.
giving meaning to time, we give meaning
Our
to
turret
life.
has been destroyed. Ult is not ready. Launch attack! Initiate retreat! Enemy rampage! Enemy double kill! Our turret has been destroyed.
Against the dying of the light. This is a crime.
The enemy has slain the turtle.
Our perception is our reality.
Your team destroyed a turret.
For all the memories that Eruditio bears.
Double kill. An ally has been slain. Launch attack. Initiate team destroyed a turret. Launch attack.
What goes around comes around.
Initiate retreat. Our turret is under attack.
I don't pray for miracles. I make them.
Our turret is under attack. Our turret has been destroyed. The enemy has slain Lord. Your team destroyed a turret. Your turret is under attack. Shut down. Double kill. An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Your team destroyed a turret.
We are meant for more.
Sorry.
Our perception is our reality.
Your team destroyed a turret.
For tomorrow's sunrise, for yesterday's starlight. By giving meaning to time, we give meaning to life. You are all repeating yourselves.
Our turret is under attack. Our turret has been destroyed. Our inhibitor turret is under attack.
We are meant for more.
Our turret has been destroyed.
The loop starts.
Our turret is under attack. Our turret has been destroyed. Shut down. Killing spree.
This is a lone journey. There is no now.
Initiate retreat. Initiate retreat.
What goes around comes around.
Initiate retreat. An enemy has been slain. Initiate retreat. Enemy down. Enemy unstoppable. Initiate retreat. An enemy has been slain. Shut down. Attack the Lord.
The loop starts.
Under attack. Ally has slain Lord. Our turret has been destroyed. An enemy has been slain.
By giving meaning to time, you give meaning to life. This is alone.
Your team destroyed a turret.
The loop starts.
Your team destroyed a turret. Team destroyed a turret. Has been killing spree. Initiate retreat. Initiate retreat. Initiate retreat. Initiate retreat. Initiate retreat.
You are all repeating yourselves. For yesterday's For every end, there is a start.
Happy New Year!
Victory!
Your team is...
Welcome to the greatest magic show of
The
all
enemy
time.
is banning.
Kill all at once!
Always on the way.
Your team is banning.
Light will fall prey to shadow.
I might not be a
The enemy is banning.
Woohoo! Set me on
Please
fire.
pick a hero.
Little bit of a bump on the way out of that, but here comes the dive through the first rings. And the first time you see that, it looks like 3 rings all next to each other, but actually it's 1 and then 2. This ring's a completely separate bit. Under the castle walls, around the edge of the castle, and then the rainbow flip. I'm glad you like the name so much, everybody. Danube is who we're flying with here. So you have to go all the way around 360 that one, and then you can split S the second of the iconic pair. Then you come into the kicker, up and over, down through that ring, then down through the second ring and out through the third. The green side is the side you have to fly through. The red side is the side you need to come out. First race between all of these goes to Levi. Leviathan gets a win here. Squid still finding his way around DCL tracks. Not a bad finish for him, but it was a long way behind.
No, it's a pretty difficult track, you know. Especially the rainbow flip. It's such a technical part of the track. Borrega was flying. He didn't have too much issues with it. He was flying really, really well. And in the very last section of the map, he was actually able to briefly overtake Johnson. And they were flying neck and neck towards the Red Bull crash gate. I think it was 0.07 of a second between them.
4.6. Johnson and Lively doing what they do. Johnson's made a good impression on the DCL so far, I think. Let's take a look at our big drone. We'll go racing again. Lively follow that up with another one.
Is online.
Can Johnson follow that up with another win? He's doing the right stuff at the moment. Borrega, very close to them though. We're on board with him. 360 that one, split S this one. Borrega moves up in a second. He took those very tightly. Attacks the slalom, attacks the kicker. Through that first ring like it wasn't there. Oh, but the third ring is. And he's hit it hard. Stuart Francis is already 14 seconds behind though. Squid with a lot of support in the chat. Keep that support coming for him as he is just warming up on his DCL career. But Danube still flying, not too far behind second place. Could still pinch that from Lively. You'd think the race is Johnson's by this point. But look at Danube moving up on him there. Slalom not a problem. Kick is good. Now Danube's got to put out what happened to him just now. 1, 2, 3. The rings are all done. Borrega up in a second, as we said. He could too, and he's got Lively. Borrega gets another second place. Johnson gets another first place. It's exactly the same as the heat we just had.
Welcome to Mobile Legends.
Another win. And a third place for Quad Force 1.
5 seconds till the enemy.
Yeah, Stuart Francis, he doesn't like this map. That's for sure. Borrega, such an aggressive flying style, unbelievable. He started off from the start. He started off pretty slow, but he messed up here at the first double ring section. But he fought his way back all the way over the course of the second lap, which was really impressive because he lost like a second or maybe a second or two. Extremely aggressive through that last section off the jump through the double ring section, and that's where he was able to overtake. Lively, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. So second place for him.
Yep. So getting first place gets you 4 points, as Johnson just managed to do twice. Lively coming in third twice. That gets you 2 more points there. That's why it's gone 12 points to 8. When these teams met, it was exactly this doubled. It was 24 points to 16. So we'll see if their teammates can continue this for Quad Force 1, or whether the teammates for STT can change things up a bit. STT go into the second half of this matchup with their new pilot, Albert Rosines Coeto. He's flying with Claudius Monsieur. They're up against Silas Aaron and Cal Reefsnyder. Now, it was really interesting watching the competing that we had. in Proctown, because Silas Aaron, who is so young, is now the captain of this team, and he is taking the responsibility of that like no issue for him whatsoever. In Proctown, he managed to get a win and a second place. You have good hopes on him doing similar sort of things again now, I think.
Yeah, I would say so, but in practice, Kyle Reifschneider, he was the faster out of the two of them. Actually, he was faster than all of the STT Euro Flight Tech pilots. So let's see what he can bring to the table.
Nice insight, Martijn. We're away with Aaron and Reifschneider against Monsieur and Rosines. STT in green. Currently the lead though. It's purple going through that rainbow gate. Through the rainbow slip, coming up to the 360 side of the iconic pair. And then the split S side of it on the way out. And Reifschneider has got his captain in front of him. It's nice and clean between both of those. And then there's 3 seconds between them and both of STT. This could be a big sweep of points. Reifschneider gliding through that beautifully, under that little bit of the castle, around the walls, and then through the rainbow flip with Aaron still 1/10 of a second in front of him. 360ing this side, 180 split S-ing the other side, exit from that, a short slalom and into the kicker. We'll go sideways with Fidical through that first hoop, no problem. There's a tiny window of the second and third hoops, like you can line them up and do them both together. Aaron nearly got beaten out by Reifschneider at the end there. STT got thoroughly beaten by both of them. 6 seconds and a bit between Quad Force 1 and the Spanish.
Yeah, 6 seconds. That's a very, very big gap. You know, it is difficult for a pilot when you know your opponents are far ahead of you. So then you start pushing, and you start pushing, perhaps even beyond what you are capable of and what you are used to. And that's when mistakes start sneaking in more and more. And that's how a small lead can end up to become a massive 6-second lead right now for Quad Force 1.
Yeah, that was a damaging one. They're now considerably ahead in points. Of course, again, these matchups, nobody's being knocked out, but STT want to take all the points they can. Aaron and Reifschneider didn't make it to the grand final last time. They ended up in the 3rd, 4th place playoff against Supersonic X, which they won in the small final. So they got 3rd place and the points that goes to the World Championship Series from that. But they want to be in grand finals. They want to be racing Raiden. They want to be racing X-Blades in grand finals. More than anything, they want to be winning grand finals and winning the DCL. They've never quite managed to do the whole season. Last year was a little bit of a disappointment for them. 2019. We don't want to talk about the technical problems they had. 2021, could this be Quad Force 1's year? Well, Reifschneider and Aaron are doing good work again here. They're both ahead of Cloud. They came in quite wide to that 360. Cloud managed to take 1/10 of a second or so out of it. Now into the kicker, and he's right behind them. 2/10 of a second, not even that between everybody. Claudius moving up. Aaron, Reifschneider still comfortably together. You'd think Monsieur might get one of them, but not if he's going that way. Oh, is that commentator's curse, or was he already flying a bit wild? I suppose I'll take that on my shoulders. That's kind of my job. Aaron, Reifschneider now got a lot of Austria. Reifschneider a little bit more twitchy going through that one as he's taking the lead from his teammates. Cueto's moved up into 3rd. Monsieur's down at the back. That one's hurt Cloud, hasn't it? And Reifschneider slams in with delight. We can't see prop. But we can see another maximum points for Quad Force 1 in that.
Yes, very dominant performance by Reifschneider and Aaron. And Quad Force 1 was just falling behind. Mosier, however, was indeed picking up in the first lap. And he got very, very close, as you mentioned. But he took way too much risk. When he entered the second lap and jumped over the wall of the castle, he didn't even look at the ring. I think he was just hoping to fly through it, but instead he banged it full on, and it was pretty much race over from there.
Hoping to make the next obstacle is the kind of stressful flying by the seat of your pants stuff that sometimes happens, isn't it? But it rarely turns out well. When it does, of course, you have to pretend that it was entirely intentional. Quad Force 1!
The enemy
a big result there. 26 points to 14 over SDT. When they raced in Prop Town, it was 24 points to 16, so even more points grabbed by Quad Force 1 in this appearance, and SDT lagging further behind. That's tough for them, but next up we're going to see the Russians against the Koreans. We're going to see Drone Sports against Supersonic X. We will get all them loaded up into the lobby and get racing between them. This has been a matchup that in previous years you'd always favour Supersonic X, I think, Martin.
I would say so. Yeah, I would say so. But Drone Sports, you know, they, as we mentioned earlier, they made quite a lot of different changes in the season break. They brought in some great new talent. So I don't know. I don't think this is going to be an easy race to score a lot of points for Supersonic X, to be honest.
Interesting. Well, when they raced off in Prop Town, it was 25-15 for Supersonic X, but there's a change on their sides. I remember Supersonic X brought in Angel Rivera. He's racing for them now instead of Don Wook Han. To be fair, Don Wook Han was a little bit of an underperformer whenever he's seen him racing in the DCL. Good competitor, but not scoring as many points as his teammates were.
No, but it seems like we have a great Min Jae Kim today. You know, as we saw his extremely dominant performance against X-Blades. And also in practice, he's one of the few pilots who clocked the 50-second practice run. The fastest pilot out of Drone Sports Global is Merchimac with a 51-second. Although it's only 2/10 of a second slower. But Min Jae, he's feeling well.
He's on form, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yep,
yeah.
And he does. We know so many of our pilots, you know, grind so many hours. They don't get to see these tracks for very long before racing on those. You, of course, may well have explored Reuter a lot yourself in DCL, the game, as you can fly around the location and the tracks that previously existed, but these ones nobody had seen before this weekend. Let's take a look at who's going to start this scrap between Drone Sports and Supersonic X. Our first pairings will be Kirill Fedorovic, captain of Drone Sports, with Dimo Stev. And he's going to race against Min Jae Kim. They are going to race, I'm sorry, against Min Jae Kim and Angel Rivera. So a little bit of a rearrangement here in their last heat when Supersonic X took on X-Blades. They had Min Jae Kim and Jordy Peak together. Now they got Min Jae Kim and Angel Rivera alongside each other. You can nominate these pairings, as I said before, per team that you're racing against without knowing who they're racing against you. So Kim and Rivera didn't know it was Fedorovic and Sterev they were going to be racing against when they faced Drone Sports, and vice versa, obviously. Drone Sports and Supersonic X. Supersonic X, good start earlier on today as well, of course, with their 19 points they got against X-Blades. Very close battle between them. Drone Sports got 19 points when they raced against China Dragons. So these two teams were the losers of their first matches today, but by the smallest of margins. So, yeah, points are plenty between them. This is going to be very important so you can get the lion's share of this. We'll go racing. Fedorovic and Sterev, Kim and Rivera. And that is a great start for the Russians, although there is only a tenth of a second between everybody, but the start was the red teams. Not anymore. Kim, Rivera through the rainbow flip, Fedorovic, Terech not too far behind him. Here's AJ's view, his teammate in front, and the Russians not far behind him. 360 that one, split S this one, it's nice and tight. And they pull a tenth away from Kirill. There's the first of the hoops, and there's second and third. That's not the fastest I've seen anybody take those, because there is an extremely narrow way of doing them both. But that was good work. And Rivera's in fact got in front of his teammate Min Jae, but there's now 5 seconds between the purple drones and the red ones. Bad news for Drone Sports. Here's Theo's view. He picked up both wins in his 2 races earlier on today. I think he would quite like to take another one, so he's going to fight Rivera, his teammate, for it. Of course, in real life, this is where team owners like HJ Sun would have kittens about whether their drones are going to crash into each other, but it's a little bit safer in this virtual drone racing. Kim's got another one. Rivera's got a second place. Fedorovic comes in third, Derek behind that.
Yes, I may have to take those words back. Such dominant performance by Supersonic X, unbelievable. Both Min Jae and Rivera were flying really well. Fedorovic was tailing them in the first lap, but he completely missed the double ring section. I don't know if you can show that. Min Jae Kim also gets into a little bit of trouble there. but he completely missed it. He had to turn around, go back through it. Yeah, massive victory here by Kim and Rivera.
We're expecting some of these tracks to come down to technical skill of pilots, but also not making mistakes, aren't we?
Exactly.
We'll go up. Ooh, that's a strong start. I thought one of the drones got left behind on the blocks. If there's ever a full start, by the way, in case you're wondering, we will know. It will get flagged up in game, and that pilot will get a 1-second penalty of no throttle before they can start the race. So that is obviously quite damaging when you're in races as fast as this. Kim and Rivera ahead of Sterev and Fedikovic, but Sterev nailed that turn and has took a chunk of that deficit out. We're on board with Fedikovic, who's passed him. Oh, that's bad though. Kirill's hit that hard. And in a 2-lap race, you've got a lot of time to change your fortunes there. Meanwhile, Rivera and Kim are rainbow flipping. I know you like that, Faisal. Through the iconic 360, split S-ing it. It's AJ behind Minjae and Kim again. Is he going to get 4 wins out of 4? You would know that he is one of the best pilots capable of doing so. The double ring's not a problem. Kim's still in front of Rivera, and you see how well Rivera is flying, so you know Kim must have nailed it. Great work, and a big gap between the two teams.
Another big gap, yes. Yes, to be honest, I wasn't expecting so many pilots to struggle on this map. Although the rainbow flip is like a completely new element, you know, that's not something you encounter every day. But I was expecting the pilots to have less of an issue with it than they actually do. Minjae Kim, very dominant performance again by him, clocking a 52. I think that was the first time we've seen a 52-second race today. So very fast.
Wow, so one of the best times, maybe the best time of today. I like it. That's Minjae getting another 8 points onto his record. I think he's got 24 points now. Yeah, he's got all the wins that he can have done. No, 16 points. 16 points, 4 wins out of 4 points for each of them. Great showing from him, as always, by that brilliant young role model of the sport. Their teammates are going to come in now, and if you're drone sports, you're going to be a little bit worried because you're not so much facing Supersonic X as two of the very best pilots of the runners-up for the World Championships last year when they were racing for Apex. It's Andreas Klein and Jordy Peak on the pink side of this for Supersonic X. Juho Pulkkanen and Atskan Naugamek are going to race in red for the Russian team in drone sports. These two didn't face off against Supersonic X together. Last time they were splitting off the two pairings. Kim and Peak, great pilots. Klein, like, never ever write him out of this. I would say that Angel Rivera's got a lot that he can learn from the 3 pilots he's racing with.
Absolutely. Yeah, I completely agree. Klein and Murchimek were 0.5 seconds apart in practice in favor of Murchimek.
Okay. See what Mialgamek's got out of the box here. He's got to make it count. Got to start clawing some points back as they're 6-14 down. Peaks at front, Pulkkanen is in second. Third, maybe with Klein, Mialgamek, the one who we were praising a little bit. 3 seconds behind, 2.5 seconds behind. First lap here through the iconic pairing on board with Andreas, who's got Peak. Teammate he knows so well, because he didn't race all of last season to get on Apex. Peak joined a little bit later than Andreas did, but made such an impact. Peak is now the captain. Peak's in front of him. Round the walls, Andreas a little bit lower, a little bit more direct perhaps. It's 0.3 per second between these two teammates. 360 the iconic, still 2 seconds of gap. Actually, Murchkamek's gap is coming and going like he's doing some bits brilliantly fast and then some bits way behind. Into the kicker, let's take a look at how Duty Booty does it. You can see it's so much more problematic, which is why he's a long way behind in the finish of that one. Real got a lot of a problem there, Martin.
Yeah, Murchimek had a crazy race as well. Not the best start here, clipping the ring gate, but he was fighting his way back in great fashion. Andreas Klein here, absolutely going so smooth through that section. Jordy Peak here in the second lap, he got stuck at the double ring section, and that's how Merchimec was able to overtake him and take the second place.
So this is a guaranteed win in this matchup for Supersonic X now, as Drone Sports can only get a maximum of 7 points out of this final race, and you have to say, not looking likely they're going to get all of those 7s.
I don't think so. No.
Alchemec
That's race.
Cannon.
It's coming up.
Yep. Now, Alchemec did get a win when they raced in Prop Town, and he was alongside Stereo. Alchemec beat Minjae Kim and Jordy Peak, no less, when they were racing together. So he has had the better of Peak before, but Peak seems to be in form on this track. That's nice and flat through that first ring for everybody. Less than half a second from top to bottom, and that gap is closed. We've kind of moved up a little bit there. Into the rainbow flip, that's all right. Yuti Pooty, we're on board with him, as we'll see how he takes on the 360 of the Iconic. It's not a bad exit of that. It's not a bad split S. Nice and tight on the exit of that. Good through the slalom and into the kicker, but it looks like everybody else is being equally good. Through the 2 rings and attacking. It's good work from him. Got Klein just in front of him. Meanwhile, ahead of them, though, Buchanan, Peak. Not much between them. Buchanan now in the lead. I think we're having a little bit of a timing issue here. There's Jordy Peak. There's Andreas. And he has got past Buchanan now. Yep, and there's not much of this race left to go. But Klein coming in a little bit more of a wider angle, to be honest. Had more view of those rings, but it cost him. He hit them and Buchanan got past him.
A lot of overtaking going on in the very last lap. Not the cleanest race I've seen out of all the pilots. Jordy Peak was able to clock a 53-second race, but Andreas Klein, we saw him clip the side of the ring gate over there. He also hit the DCL gate that hung on the side of the wall, or still hangs there, I hope. Jordy Peak was able to win, and Andreas Klein 3rd place. So overall, even the last race turned out quite well for Supersonic X.
I see Can I Smash, they smashed in the chat asking, was it Klein and Peak, not Klein and Go? Jumping Go's not racing with us today. This one's Klein and Peak. We haven't actually seen Jumping Go this season yet. He didn't race in the Prop Town. So there's good action between those teams, but 26 points to 14 is how it turns out in favour of Supersonic over Drone Sports. So that's even better than last time when it was 25 to 15. So points dropped for Drone Sports. Supersonic had a great start to the day. They lost to X-Blades, but by 19 to 21, and that is arguably, as good a result as most teams would hope for against X-Blades, although, of course, Supersonic X have got a higher aim than that, so they'll be happy with grabbing a load more points here against Drone Sports instead. Raiden will come in next. Raiden versus China Dragons is what we've got here, and Raiden at that massive start of the day, 27 points, one of the highest scores we've ever had in any of our round robins here in 2021. They're coming up next against China Dragons. China Dragons got a hands full here, Martin.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Raiden Racing, they are, it's like they are a completely different team compared to last season. And I'm actually rooting for them, great guys. And they seem to have a good team spirit going on, so yeah, let's see what happens. On paper, I would say Raiden should definitely be able to score some good points here.
Yep, I think so. I think they'll want to grab, obviously as many as they can, but I think they've got a good chance of grabbing a lot from this one. China Dragons, good pilots, but Raiden, they're really on form as far as we know from Prop Town and earlier on today. It's going to start off with young Vincent Mayans and Gabriel Barrasso. Different pairing from when these teams met before. Mayans and Barrasso are going to take on Thomas Kunt and James Govey again. Thomas Kunt was partner to James Govey in the first race of the day. Some of the teams changed their partnerships compared to their opponents. Some of the teams prefer to just sort of stick with them throughout the day. This one's going to be Mayans Barrasso against Kunt and Govey.
I think Mayans is the fastest pilot out of Raiden. I'm looking at the practice times again, and Thomas Kunt is the fastest pilot from China Dragon. So this should be a great matchup, actually.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think I want to see China Dragons show us some of the stuff that's been lacking in previous seasons. They've struggled for a few seasons now. It's a great org. Ronnie Chow running it. Does such good work with the team. You know, they've made these good pickups in the draft as well. I feel like James Gobi as well got a good showing out at first race. He got 5 points from his 2 races there, and he's new to all of this. Your expectations of that could be, you know, fairly like go in and give it your best shot. I feel like he could be a little bit of a wild card in this one.
Yeah, I completely agree. But he was flying really well in the first race.
Yeah. So a lot of support always in the chat for Raiden. Keep it coming for Raiden and for China Dragons. It is Kunt, Govi, Mayans, and Barasso. And Barasso, we could start there. Mayans hopping in and out and behind and in front of the Chinese Dragon pilots. Now it's Barasso and Mayans. We're on board with clone number 1. So called because James was telling me he and his dad are big Star Wars fans, and he is his dad's clone. Hence clone number 1. I'm not entirely sure I'm sure how this works. But who knows? Maybe cloning is a real thing and I'm just a little bit behind the times. Here's going through though, through the rainbow split. Doing well. He's half second ahead of Kunt, but he's half second behind Raiden. Doesn't look like a lot there though, but look at the exit of that. Look at Mayans and Barasso flying so well together. For Raiden, Govi on the kicker has been set a little bit backwards. Kunt is even further back from him. It's a clean win. Mayans thunder in the top there. And Barasso coming in second.
Yeah, both of them clocking a 52-second run, so pretty much flawless racing on behalf of Raiden Racing. Thomas Kunt was able to tail them over the course of the first lap, but he made a couple of small mistakes that eventually led to some bigger ones. Let's take a look at what happened here. Is the castle, as soon as you hit it, it just makes you bounce around. He was lucky to not hit it on the inside of the wall, because then you're like completely stuck, which happens in a couple of practice runs. Very dominant performance by Mayans and Barasso in the first heat.
Of course, the maximum points you could take out of this is coming in first and second, getting 4 and 3 respectively, so 7 points to 3, as Raiden just did, which means the maximum last 4 races is maths 28-12. We've never had it happen. Don't think it's going to happen here.